Well, hello, Facebook, and wherever else we may go. Happy Thursday night, everyone. I'm here with the wonderful Dr. Michael Gross. I'm going to give you an opportunity to say hello.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
We're thrilled to be bringing you our weekly message that Michael has, and we encourage everybody to go ahead and put your comments and questions in the comment section. Okay, I'll make sure that I put all of Michael's contact information and my contact information in the comments as well. So you'll be able to follow up with us when you're ready, okay? But I'm going to get right into it and introduce Dr. Michael Gross. He is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, Applying God's 12 Transformational Laws to Reawaken Your Soul by Reconnecting to God, the True Source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. He helps you achieve an unlimited life. For over 30 years, Dr. Michael Gross has been a spiritual teacher, a multidimensional healer, a transformational coach who is exceptionally skilled in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and so much more. Dr. Michael Gross holds many degrees, some of which include a doctorate of alternative healing, psychology, Reiki master teacher. He's a thought field therapist, a certified professional hypnotherapist, and a non denominational minister. Dr. Michael Gross offers workshops including Reconnecting to God, the True Source, Cellular Release, Manifestation Protocols, Energy Multidimensional Healing, Enlightenment, and many others. He is also an international intuitive consultant for corporations and has traveled over half the world. His clients are in the USA, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries, and his messages are now being heard in the Baltic countries, Sweden, and South Korea. We are really, really honored and thrilled that he takes the time, he donates his time to come on this to share his wisdom and his words of wisdom tonight and every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. So, without further ado, I'd just like to say that, Michael, if you have a moment at the end of this, please also mention your nonprofit. And I'm thrilled to go ahead and welcome you to this incredible soul, your incredible soul to all of us tonight. You are truly a gift to many. I'm really thrilled and grateful that you're in my life. Go ahead, Michael.
Thank you. You honor me, everyone, and thank you for honoring me to you. I, I have so much to share with you, and that's why I'm doing this. My mission and goal is to get a minimum, the key word is minimum, 1% of the population. While it sounds like a minuscule amount of 8 billion people, 1% is a huge number. And of course, the old story is one awakens, shares it with another, that's two, two share it with four, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of like it expands and expands. And the reason I'm doing this is because so many things are coming about on this planet. There's major shifts coming. But always before a major shift, and it's very positive, by the way, there's always some chaos. And that's kind of what's happening in these days. We are being asked by our soul, by the true source, to take a look at our actions, to know the directions we're going in, and what are we going to accomplish? What are we going to change? Why are we here? You know, I have a very good friend, and I've mentioned this before, and he goes, Michael, what did they spike our drinks with to make us incarnate? And we kind of joke, and we continue to have our salad and soup because that's our traditional lunch. So I just wanted you to know we don't imbibe in alcohol during lunch. And on personal nature, whatever we do. I want to talk about things that are so important. Many of you are very tired. In this past week, I've had so many people telling me, I'm really tired. I'm just exhausted. And what's going on? And they've had broken sleep. What's going on? And I had one client who said she can't sleep too well. And I explained why you're having broken sleep. It's because you're doing important work in the sleep at night out of your body. You probably wonder, well, what am I doing? Well, here's some of what we're doing, but it's much greater. We're working with Mother Earth to heal her. We're working with the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom individually or a group of them to raise the vibrations to help them clear the anxiety and frustration. Working with the nature spirits to bring about harmony and balance to nurture Mother Earth, but also they nurture us. We're working with souls that are birthing out and helping them cross over. And vice versa, we're helping souls that are now going into the fetuses. We're also working to bring peace on the planet and control the anxiety and hate and the vibrations and frequencies on this planet. And just controlling the vibrations and frequencies, which affect all of us, is huge. It's huge. There are many individual facets of it. Therefore, what we're doing is very important. As I was explaining this to one of my clients who was arguing with me, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to the doctor. I'm getting some prescription sleeping pills. And I chuckled. I said, okay. About a week later, she got the pills, calls me 3 days later, still waking up. It's not working. And I laughed, and she said, I guess you're right. What we are doing is so important. Many, many souls want to know why. How come I'm doing it? The only reason is I signed up to do it. You signed up. Whatever you're doing on this planet, you said, yeah, there's going to be chaos. You said there's going to be problems. I'm going to be the solution. I'm making a difference. My soul, and I'm going to do this. Now, you've forgotten why you're here, and now you're doing the work. I know, Tiiu, you wanted to say something.
Yes, I do. We have a couple of people. We have a few people that have already made some comments, Michael, and they're saying too that they can't sleep either. And one of the questions that we have comes from Krista, and she's wondering, what's the difference between soul and spirit? How does that fit in to this chaotic world that we're in?
Okay, well, as I said, those who are not sleeping, I don't want you to feel bad, but I think it's been 6 or 7 years since I've had a full night's sleep. All right, and then I asked what I was doing, and I was shown what I was doing. So, what is we're very, very important, and all we need to ask is to be energized throughout the day, and you'll be surprised. Or take a cat nap if you have the luxury of doing that. So, your soul is an energy and frequency and vibration that is part of the true source. So, in our human languaging, we would say that we have the DNA and energy of our parents, which you do. And so you have the energy, frequency, and vibration of the true source. And that resides within your soul. So your spirit, there's multi-dimensional bodies, higher self, oversoul, cellular body, energetic body, vibrational body, frequency body, life force, so on and so forth. And your spirit is tied to your soul so that it's communicating with your body. You see, in order for your soul to reside in the body, it has to lower its vibration. Now, why would it lower its vibration? That's a good question. Anything that is solid has to slow down the speed and energy of it. For example, take an ice cube, moving very slowly, right? Solid. You add energy to it, so you put it in water and it warms up. And then you take the water and you add more energy by exciting it by putting it under a gas stove, an electric stove. And then it goes faster and faster because it creates bubbles. And as it goes faster and faster, it turns into steam. And it looks like the water is evaporating, but the steam is rising, going somewhere. And if you hold your hand above the pot, little drops of water will gather. So this is what I mean by slowing things down. Therefore, your soul is vibrating such a high energy, it's with the true source, that when you slow it down, you become more solid. Speed it up, you become more invisible. Doesn't disappear, doesn't dissipate, it's still there. Going back to what we were talking about. So your spirit is a combination of everything. Your higher self, overself, cellular body, vibrations, frequencies, life force energy. It's a separate yet integral part of you, and it's tied to your body, but it's limited to how far it can go. Your soul has a silver cord attached to your body. Where can it go? How big is the universe? Not big. Just think like a spider web, it goes out and go miles, so to speak. Or we're talking trillions and trillions of light years. And it can go back and forth this quick. Does that answer the question, Krista?
I'll let you know. I don't know if she's got another message here or not yet. Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Krista says yes. Krista says yes. Thank you. And on that note, I also have a question, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay. When we meditate, we well, I can do is personally mention me. I feel like I've gone into like I melt, that I'm just not even a body anymore. I'm just there on the bed. So is that different? Is that a different energy because my soul is now moving at another level?
Yes. It's going to a higher frequency and vibration. So it's not weighted down, so to speak, or dense. It's still tied to your body, but it's much lighter. You can take a helium, like a balloon, and blow it up with air, and it stays there, right? You can bounce it with your hand. Fill it with helium, and it begins to float. Look at it that as your soul is like helium, it can rise and move more quickly by having less density.
Wow. So do emotions also change the energy of our body and our soul?
Absolutely. So think about, emotions. When you're happy, you feel light, you're giddy, you got a smile, you feel like jumping around or laughing. And when you're angry, what is happening? Well, physiologically, your heart speeds up, your stomach speeds up, your blood pressure increases. There are hormones that are going on that makes you more angry and upset. All these things are going on. So your emotions have an effect, and also it affects your physiological body. Well, how do you get ulcers? Through your emotions, anger. How do you get an illness? Through your emotions and angers. How do you heal? Through your emotions and angers of love and joy and happiness. They're all tied together. It's just a different frequency. Look at it this way. And the important thing to look at it this way is that your emotions and frequency would be like one of them is very dense walking, a little bit higher riding a bike, a little bit higher jogging or running, a little bit higher you're in a car, a little bit higher you're in a plane. So those are little different concepts. The higher your vibrations, the more joy and happiness, the easier for you to affect your life and enjoy your life. The more dense it becomes by anger, frustration, and hate, and of course we talk about the fight or flight or frozen syndrome, that's what occurs. Who's in charge of your life? You are. Very simple. There are no victims, everyone. Their victimhood is created by you because you're listening to your ego or somebody else. Remember, ego is edging God out. And your ego can say, oh, you're this or that. Been many conversations I have with many souls, and they go, well, I've done all these things in my life, and I've done this wrong, that wrong. Well, I said, you're 50 years old. How many things have you done wrong in 50 years? They think about it. Well, I guess not a lot, huh? I guess not. Every moment, every second, every minute, every hour, you're done doing something wrong? Come on, wake up. So what we need to understand, the most important need all of us need to understand is to forgive yourself when the problem occurs. Because that's the way you chose to learn that. You can learn by reading, you can learn by feeling it, you can learn by illness or sickness. Your choice. But we are in charge of our life.
So one more quick question, and then I'll mute myself out. When you're talking about emotions, you referred to love, and you've been referring to anger. What happens when we're grieving? That's we're loving the person that's gone. So how do we get through that?
Well, of course, we grieve, for the loss of the person. We don't grieve that they died, but it's the loss, our personal loss. That's why we grieve. But I look at it this way. When a friend, someone you love, and I just had my my brother birthed out of his body. Look at it that they're on vacation. Now, you go, Michael, come on, you're exaggerating. Uh-huh. But think about when you're surrounded with love, you don't have all this anxiety, frustration, hate around you, all this judgmentalness around you, all these fears and insecurities. You're just floating around, having a lot of love and a lot of joy in your life. Wow, what an amazing feeling. My brother just recently birthed out of his body. And when I was talking to his soul, he said, well, Michael was right. And what is he referring to? There's so much love and joy here, so much happiness. So, how do I know this? It's from souls that have had near death experiences that are related to this. Then you go on YouTube and listen to those. You've had souls that I've talked to that have birthed out and told me beautiful things. And of course, with a select group of souls, I take them to what I call the higher levels. And where they go to the higher levels, they don't want to come back because there's so much love and joy and happiness. I mean, I didn't want to come back. Well, we have no choice. You have to come back in your body because it's not your time. When you come back, there's such a euphoric feeling. You want to hug and kiss every person, every tree, every rock, anything, everything. There's so much joy. But here's what you need to understand: everything that exists in this universe that you can see with your eyes or you can feel, you are part of, and they are part of you. And your response affects everything, and everything you do or they do affects you. And that's one of the important items I desire to talk to you about. So, as I talked about, the fight or flight syndrome, I talked about you doing out of body work. But we are being asked to realign and rebalance our thinking. So, with all the chaos that's going on in the world, like everybody's tired, why do you think that? Because our energy is being drained. How is our energy being drained? We're allowing others and situations to get us frustrated, to get us unhappy, to create doubt and fear and insecurities. And then when we have those feelings, our hormones kick in, our vibrations get higher, we get more exhausted. And yet, if we understand that we don't have to be part of this, that we can make the changes on this planet, and making those changes to bring about harmony, balance, and love. Everybody's an expert in everything. Everybody has an opinion. And I went, wow. But is anybody really using critical thinking? Is anybody willing to say, what am I doing here? What is my purpose? And how do I make a change? Instead of taking sides, this political party, that political party, this person, that person. Not what you're here for. You're here to be the solution. You're here to make changes and bring about the true sources of unconditional love. That's part of my mission and goal. And when I learned that, I said, why me? Who am I? And then I realized as doors opened up, that's what I'm supposed to do. It's daunting and it's difficult. But it's no daunting and difficult than you getting up every morning, doing the same humdrum thing, going to work, listen to the complaining, listen to all that stuff. And it's your energy that can change them. That's how important and powerful you are. But many times when my clients that I work with and are so beautiful, they get a little uptight. I do something humorous and they'll laugh. And I do that intentionally to take off the stress, to relax. Why are you making a big deal of this? Understand all of this. You wrote your script. What does that mean? You wrote your life and everything. Do you think you would write in your script and the true source will let you hang out and dry, go bankrupt, live homeless, etc., create chaos, sickness, illness? True source is unconditionally loving. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. Not the true source. It's you who are creating it. because feeling unworthy, no self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. And you're letting the thoughts and energy dissuade you of who you truly are and what you're truly becoming. And what you truly are and becoming is a soul and energy to learn the truth about the universe, about life, even greater than religiosity. I know you'd like to say something to you, so go ahead.
Yeah, Krista has another question. She said she's heard that only a piece of your soul comes to earth into your body, but most of your soul stays on the other side always. What do you think of that?
It's called the oversoul. So think of it this way, okay? When you leave the bosom of the true source, you have to change your vibration energy. In other words, you vibrate slower, you become more dense. Part of that's called the oversoul. The oversoul then, part of that lowers its vibration energy, goes into your body, called your soul body. Well, it's very difficult to communicate with the true source. Well, why do you want to communicate with the true source? Part of our agreement was every experience we have, we relate back to the true source. Vicariously, the true source is understanding everything we experience. So look at it this way. It's like you're writing a book, right? So first you gather the information, then you write it. So that's your soul. And then you put it into a book, right? Now you have someone edit it. And before it goes into the book, into print, it's edited, and then it's reviewed. And that would be like the oversoul. And then you put it into a book, and that would be like the true source. So there are three different steps. I don't care if you use Kindle or ebooks, the same thing applies. That's just an example. So it's a whole process, and we're not taught that process. Why aren't we taught that process? Well, I've wondered that sometimes. Pure ignorance, arrogance, and the other hand is that religiosity would lose control of ourselves because they realize that that's just a stepping stone for us to explore true spirituality. Do you think the true source would allow anyone from being blocked into going to heaven, or Aborigine in Australia, or some lost tribe in South America who doesn't know about religion? You think they can't go to heaven? Wake up. We have to realize that there are great changes taking place. And yes, the next 3.5 to 5 years, maybe a little longer, a little shorter, are going to be tenuous. That's nothing. Look how far you've come in your life. You took a leap in the unknown when you came here. Yes, you wrote the script. Yes, you knew everything was happening. And then around the age of 3, the veil of forgetfulness descended upon you, and now you're into the unknown. And somehow or another, it works out because I'm talking to you today. You don't know how it happened, but you desired to learn and heal on this planet. And I honor you and I salute you. And it's no different than I or anyone else. But now you know that you don't have to be part of the chaos. So, how do you not be part of the chaos? Use the gift of discernment, use the gift of critical thinking, and say to yourself, this is a bunch of malarkey. I don't have to be part of this because I know my true self. I am part of the true source. And because I am, everything will be supplied to being given to me to make my life joyous and happy and heal my life. Once you accept that, the magic begins. You're going to say something to you?
I was just saying, wow, you're on point, and someone else has just put that in the comments as well. Your messages are on point. She absolutely agrees with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Well,
welcome.
we're running a little on time. I'm looking at, we're on for a little almost 24 and a half minutes, and it's 30 minutes long. We may go 2 or 3 minutes over. But I'd like all of you to share this beautiful session Not only that, but recommend it. And of course, go to YouTube, Dr. Michael B. Gross YouTube, push the button to subscribe. The more souls I get, the more souls that are interested, the more we will change the energy on this planet. And there are souls that go, "Oh, I know all this." Yeah, I'm sure you do, or most of it. But why is your life a little chaotic? Because you've forgotten. So if you know everything and you're the expert, you wouldn't be on this planet right now. We're all learning, we're all growing, and we're all expanding. And every planet has its rules and regulations, like every county, every city, every state, and every country. So I encourage all of you to join us and spread the word. I would like to also talk about every Tuesday evening from 6:30 p.m. Pacific time to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, 1 hour. It's called Soul Awakening. And what it is you ask questions and hopefully I can answer them. Then I deliver a 10-minute message. And even if you know it all, you don't remember it all, you've forgotten it. So use this as a reminder or use this as new information. But more importantly, as we get together, we combine our energies to bring about love and joy and harmony on this planet. And I deliver a 10-minute message, motivational message. There are, I don't know, 390, 400 of them. I think close to 400 if I'm not there yet. And I would like to ask all of you to jot this down. And that is for the Tuesday evening and Soul Awakening. It's on freeconferencecall.com. Free. And what you do is dial this number.
You dial 202-926-1059 and the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound.
I'll give that one more time. It's 202-926-1059 and the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. I'm having some fun. And I call the replay. So the replay is 10-minute motivational messages. Listen to it on the phone, in your car, YouTube, Bluetooth, whatever. And they're all these messages, they're not labeled. First, I thought I was kind of lazy by not doing it. I started doing the beginning and I just forgot to do it. Then I realized in my meditations, now you don't want to label each one. Michael, do you want to read 400 different titles? I don't have the patience. So tell everybody, trust your soul. Pick a number from 3 to 400, whatever number it is. And how many times people call me, yep, just what I needed to hear, Michael. I didn't know what it was. And to access that information, it's a different telephone number. Would you be so kind to give that?
Absolutely. It's 434-300-4170 and the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One more time, please.
434-300-4170 and the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. And here's something else that's really exciting for me. And what's really exciting is the second Saturday of every month, we do what is called the Mass Consciousness Healing. And that starts from 9:55 a.m. to 11:01. Little different hours to start, or minutes. But I do that because inherently some people remember at the last minute. And what happens is I chat, learn where you're from and what's going on. So we have a small little chat for 4 or 5 minutes. And then we go into silence. And sometime around 10:57, I come back on with a little music and talk to you for a few moments. And we're done at 11:01, maximum 11:02. If you call in and you don't hear somebody talking, because you're dialed in late, no big deal. It's that we're in silence and meditating. you will feel such loving energy. It becomes addictive, and you look forward to this. Therefore, to access this freeconferencecall.com, it's the same as Soul Awakening. Would you give them that number again?
Absolutely. 202-926-1059. And the code, Michael?
125446 pound. Everyone, please join us. That's so important because it changes your life. And when you bring through this energy of love, guess what? Helps heal your body and raise your vibrations. Because nothing negative can live in the energy of love. Please keep that in mind. Also, as I mentioned, we have a 501c3, which is the International Institute of Self Empowerment. It's a nonprofit. And it's been languishing, but we're getting it together more quickly. And then when I talk to some people, they say, well, it's going a little slower than I anticipated. They go, what are you kidding? Some of them take 5, 6 years, nonprofits, to get their energy and get their nonprofit going. But we finally have found a way, and we're redoing our website. And it's really exciting. And what we're going to be doing is finding women, children, and men who have been abused. And we're going to teach them and help them to become entrepreneurs, financially independent. And in doing that, they're going to be mentored by Tiiu and I, but also some very successful women who are going to share the mentoring, and they're going to give up their time so that they can become successful. And even if a person doesn't want to be in business, they may want to work for somebody. That will be also available. We're winding now. We're hoping by the end of this year to be able to get it rolling. But you know what? It'll be the perfect time. And when I formed that 501c3, because True Source said to do it, I don't argue. I don't analyze. Okay, what am I supposed to do with this? It's going to have 12 arms. Okay, first arm, abuse women, children, and men. And the expert in it is Tiiu Nap. And so Tiiu Nap, I've asked her to be a director of that division of abuse. And she's going to do a wonderful job. We're slowly getting this rolling, but you know what? Anything worthwhile is worth waiting for. Unsolicited testimony, you'll have them. But right now, we're open to all donations if you so desire, and it goes directly to the nonprofit, which is tax deductible. There's information how to do that, or you can call me. I also offer a complimentary session that is approximately a half an hour long, and you can contact me by my personal cell number, which is 253 222 1096. That's 253 222 1096. Do not text. Call me. If I'm tied up, I'll leave a message. I'll call you back. And then leave me a message, or preferably text me a message afterwards. That's so important because I don't look at my text sometimes till midnight and you're sleeping. But if you call me, the first chance I get, I will call you back. Sometimes I don't listen to your message. I'll get right back to you because I feel when you contact me, it's important. So please, everyone, know that I'm available for you. Last, I wanted to mention when you go to YouTube, and it's Dr. Michael B. Gross, many of these podcasts are listed there. Listen to them. Also, the audio messages of motivation. There's a beautiful photograph, and the photograph is by an award-winning photographer, and that is Tiiu Nap. It's a little motivational thought, and then there's a 10-minute message. Take advantage of it. What's your investment? 10 minutes. Pretty cheap investment. Maybe it'll change your life. Maybe when you're stuck in traffic, you're angry. It'll help you get over the anger. Maybe when you're depressed, it'll help you feel better. So I encourage all of you. And the last is talk about this beautiful book, Healing the Holes in Your Soul by Tiiu Nap. a story of survival, of love, of healing, self empowerment, self love, and self esteem. It's a must read. It's beautiful. Besides, I know the guy that wrote the forward, he really is impressed how she changed her life.
But start with this one, The Spiritual Primer by Dr. Michael Gross, because of this book and that wonderful gentleman right next to me virtually. Uh, that book is in existence today. Had it not been for the work that he's done and helped me with getting over all the things that went on in my life, I would not have written that book. So start with this book. It's incredible. And all the answers that you're looking for, you already know the answers, they lie within you. Sometimes it just takes someone like Dr. Michael Gross to help you find out what the answers really are because they're already here. They're in your heart and soul. So start here and definitely take him up on his complimentary offer of a 30-minute consultation because he will change your life if you're open to it. You've got to be open minded and listen and listen closely to what he says because after all these years together, Michael, he's been teaching me for over 4 years now, and my life has changed so much because of what he's taught me. So on that note, thank you for sharing the nonprofit. Thank you for your time. I know we went a little over, and we appreciate everybody for sticking with us because we look forward to helping each one of you. And if you know other people that are struggling right now, now is the time to be sure to invite them to this podcast and also invite them to Michael's call because these books are not on Amazon. Mine is, but his isn't right now. And because it's not, you have to contact one of us to get it, and he will actually sign it for you. Okay? So, Michael, you want to tell that quick story about why it's not on Amazon really quick before we go?
Yes, my books were on Amazon. By the way, the second edition. And one of my clients called me up. You know, somebody read the book and put it up for sale. Oh, okay. Used book, $295. I went, wow, that's more than the price of the book if they ordered from me. A lot more. So I leave it up there for a while because I got a kick out of it. I love the remarks. But the book is shipping and handling. It's only $31.95, and that includes shipping and handling. There's not a $10 or $20 charge for shipping and handling. Whatever it is, it is. But I believe it's something you should keep with you. You should fill in the questions and read it from time to time. Because it's all about self worth, self love, and self empowerment. Therefore, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. Know that we care about you. Know that you are very much loved and you are unlimited. Namaste. We love
Namaste.
you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you for joining us. Until next Thursday, have a good week.